Good day everyone, it's another SA Gamer interview here at rAge, and today we have a very special guest with us, Leslie Fortoy from Assassin's Creed, a producer on Assassin's Creed Unity. Thanks for joining us.
It's great to be here.
Yeah, is this your first time in Johannesburg?
It is definitely my first time in Africa.
In Africa overall, and how are you enjoying that?
It's amazing. You know, everyone kept telling me that, South Africa, it's kind of a smaller market for games. I'm like, this is amazing. Like, there's a cosplay competition, there's people everywhere. I was trying to get to your booth. I was like literally getting to the crowd, trying to like be like an assassin, trying to get to the crowd.
Yeah, because there's so many people, especially on a Saturday. Before we get stuck into the actual details of the game, in terms of the graphics and the story and so forth,
Sure.
There's a massive team working on Assassin's Creed Unity. Now, rumor has it online that it's around 12,000 people. Can you confirm that for me?
I don't think we're that big, but it is a very large team. We have 10 studios working on it.
Yeah.
And the lead studio is Montreal, so they're really like the shepherd.
At the hub.
Yeah, they're the hub. I work in the Toronto studio.
Yeah.
So we're the largest co-production partner on Assassin's Creed Unity.
On Assassin's Creed Unity. And if you had to put a number to it, any idea how big it would be?
No, I really can't.
Thousands and thousands.
I mean, and the other thing too is you have to realize is that production scales up over time. So in the beginning, it's really a smaller team, focused on conception, developing the vision. We did a lot of work in terms of revamping our engine. So we rewrote a lot of our code to support co-op and things like that.
From the ground up.
Exactly. So, in the beginning it was a much smaller team. For example, like myself in Toronto, we only joined the project about a year and a half ago.
Wow, okay.
So it really does
so it's a
scale
lot
up
of
and down.
new blood that's in the team, and it bring a lot of ideas through to it.
Yeah, and what's interesting with that is, we are standing on the shoulders of giants.
Yes.
But at the same time, we also bring a unique perspective. We see things a different way. We have different experiences. A lot of the people on my team had experience working on stealth games and co-op, which is stealth is a really, really big thing with Assassin's Creed Unity, and co-op is obviously brand new. So these were kinds of things that we could bring to the table and bring as a team.
Oh, great stuff. In terms of the Assassin's Creed, the combat, it's something that it's had a bit of an issue where people said that got very samey. How has that been improved for Assassin's Creed Unity? Can you perhaps explain it?
We've totally revamped combat.
So it's from the ground up, it's a brand new system.
Yes.
Can you explain how it would work?
Well, I mean, just for context, I know a lot of players sort of commented that on previous Assassin's Creed, you could have, you could line up 7 guys and just keep doing parry, 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 and you take all the guys out. We don't do that anymore in Assassin's Creed Unity. We really wanted to go back to our roots, and combat was one of our gameplay pillars. So what we've done is we've made enemies smarter. They really work together, they work strategically against you. So you can't just run in and take them all out. You can maybe fight 2, maybe 3, but more than that, it's going to be hard because there'll be a guy in the distance shooting you.
So you can actually really be outnumbered in this case.
Yeah, absolutely.
And no more just counter scenarios, that's gone.
Exactly,
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
So that plays really well into another gameplay pillar, which is stealth. And that's why stealth is so important in Assassin's Creed Unity, is because stealth gives you another tool to approach a combat situation. You can go in guns blazing if you want, but if you have proper stealth tools, so we have a dedicated crouch button, gives you more awareness, makes you more quiet. You can really, decide how you want to approach a situation. Maybe you want to flank around the back. It really just gives you a lot more choices as a player.
So I mean, as stealth at the end of the day, the whole assassin part of it's becoming a lot more involved because you have to be very silent about whatever you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, it's up to you. I mean, you can still play to your playstyle. So if you're not a stealthy player, you don't.
You can still go all action.
Yeah, exactly. You can go all action if you want. But it's just, again, it's. I mean, you are an assassin. You're trying to become a master assassin. If you can't be stealthy,
Tell me the world of Assassin's Creed. There seems to be a lot of verticality in it, in terms of it is massive in scale. I know you and I briefly spoke about it before, but can you give us a bit of details on that for the viewers?
Yeah, so it kind of goes back to that revamp of the game engine that I told you about. So now we're actually able to build the entire city of Paris at close to a 1-to-1 scale. And this is by far the largest city we've ever made for Assassin's Creed Unity. And by having a 1-to-1 scale, what that allows us to do is it allows us to have real interiors. So instead of having to load into interior maybe for a set piece or for a cinematic, now as you are traversing through the world and you're free running, you can go from exteriors to interiors to rooftops to underground. So we have a whole network of
I think,
underground
for the
tunnels.
viewers, if you ever played Assassin's Creed, every time we went to an interior, you'd push I think it was the A button on the Xbox, for example, and you'd wait for the little load screen, and that's all gone now. It's all just fluid.
It's all fluid and it's all seamless without loading. So about 1 in every 4 buildings has a real interior. And of course, all of our iconic landmarks have fully realized interiors. So we've got a demo on the show floor today, like a hands-on demo, and you can go inside the Notre Dame Cathedral, and you see the beautiful stained glass windows, and there's just so much going on. We've got hundreds, even thousands of characters, crowd characters in the world. So it really is a living, breathing world.
Yes, if we talk about the crowd characters, how many characters can be on the screen at one time?
I think the record is something like 10,000. But that's a very unique sort of situation. But yeah, at any given time, when you go into a crowd, there's definitely going to be thousands of characters on screen, and they're all interactive. Like if you bump into them, they're kind of like, what's going on? What are you doing?
Wow. Now tell me a bit about the customization in the Assassin's Creed Unity. I mean, in the past, there's been a bit on that, but it seems there's a lot more nearly an RPG focus on it.
Yeah, so again, just to give context, we did have customization before, but it tended to be more cosmetic. Like, your assassin would get better, but it was sort of like a...
Yes, it was a good visual upgrade, and that's about it.
So what we've done is we've really gone back to the idea of character progression. And one of the reasons for this is in previous Assassin's Creed, there was a very, very strong story, a narrative story with your main character. We still have a very strong story with Arno, but the idea was, you'd be sort of like running through this story and sort of like getting to completion.
Yes.
And it was kind of competing against the idea of the open world, whereas an open world is about exploration. It's like trying new things. So there was like kind of two things that didn't really gel as well as we would like them to gel.
Yeah.
So with Assassin's Creed Unity now, we focus instead on totally just focused on story progression. It's now more on player progression.
Of course.
And because the world is seamless, because you can go from single player into the toy, which is the city, the world, into co-op, into all with the same character. So it's really about focusing on your version of Arno, equipping him with the skills that you want, with the gear and with the weapons, which all play into various types of stats.
So every player's Arno is going to be a whole completely different assassin.
That's the goal. If you run into your best friend and he looks exactly or she looks exactly like you, it's because you're probably best friends and you like the same kind of things, But like the chances of you running into another Arno that looks like you is pretty slim.
Tell me, in terms of the co-op, I mean, that is one of the big reveals this year in terms of Assassin's Creed Unity. Tell us a bit more about it. What can we expect from it in terms of, is it an online-only scenario, or will there be any offline support at all?
It is online only, but there's some really, really cool features with that. So for example, we support join in progress. And what that means is you can join your player's game at any time. Your friend's game at any time.
So the drop in and drop out scenario?
It is, and so we do this in kind of a cool way. We still support it in sort of like more traditional matchmaking venues, play in private, play in public, things like that. But another kind of cool way that we're supporting it is, in the city of Paris, there's taverns. And when you go into these taverns, you're going to see all your friends that are online at the same time as you.
Okay, so they'll be cruising around the world there, or how does it work?
So these are...
In the tavern?
In the taverns, we call them ghosts. So they're really more representations of your friends that are online.
Okay.
But when you go up to these ghosts, you're going to see what they're doing in-game.
Oh,
so for example,
that's interesting.
If your friend's in, say, a 4-player Brotherhood mission, but they're only playing with 2 other people, there's still a slot open for you. You can join in progress at that moment and then complete the rest of the mission with them.
Oh wow, okay, that sounds really exciting.
Yeah.
It's quite an interesting take on the co-op. I mean, the fact that you can actually go and see in the taverns what they're doing and actually join them on that, I think is quite unique. I mean, you guys must have put a lot of thought into that.
Well, I mean, it kind of goes back to, you've probably been hearing us talk a lot about having a shared experience.
Yeah.
And it was that philosophy. It's like, how do we get players to play together, to complement each other's skills, because everyone has their own version of Arno playing to their play style, and to play stronger as a team.
Okay, great. one thing, this is the last question. There's a rumor going about that we'll be able to play as Ezio or Altair. Can you confirm this? It's a yes. That means a
No,
yes.
I honestly, I don't know. If you ask me honestly, I really have no idea.
Okay, well, we hope it happens. Thank you very much for your time. And if you guys got any comments or any thoughts, let us know in the comments below. What we'll do is we'll get in touch and see if we can get some of your questions answered for you. Thank you very much. We hope you enjoy Joe for the stay that's left. And
Thank you
hopefully
very
we see you
much.
next year again.
Great.
Right, cheers.
Cheers.
Bye.